ZBCN or BNB as of right now, I'm only speaking on my behalf, and even though nothing I say is financial advice, I'm gonna have to say ZBCN because even though altcoins are beginning to have a pretty decent recovery, at least from what I'm seeing as of right now, BNB has a market cap of nearly $100 billion. So even despite the pretty, kind of small recovery in the grand scheme of things when it comes to ZBCN, 10 cents is still around a 26x from here. And market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, would be around $8.5 billion. I mean, let's just let this sink in, right? Again, 10 cents around a 26x from here. If we consider how BNB has a market cap that is nearly 100 billion, would it be logical for that to do, over a 25x slightly in the next 6 to 10 months? I just don't know about that because how can that go to a market cap of around 2.5 trillion in the next 6 to 10 months? It doesn't make much sense to me. So yes, I get it. BNB, amazing fan base, good following, good exposure because of course we take a look at something like Binance, also the BNB chain. I'm totally aware of that, but then I feel like BNB already had its time to shine. When it comes to ZBCN, sure, arguably it had its time to shine a little bit, but that wasn't like anything that made it mainstream or anything like that, right? It didn't really make it, as popular as like, some other projects out there that we do know of in the grand scheme of things. Like, for instance, it didn't become as popular as like Algorand, Avalanche, or VeChain. So I feel like the run when it comes to, ZBCN in the grand scheme of things, I kind of view what I saw before as not really being like sort of, kind of the main run, if that makes sense. That's just the way to take a look at it, even though nothing I say again is financial advice. So BNB kind of feels like the best days are behind it. But then when it comes to ZBCN, to me at least, hypothetically, I'm still looking forward because it hasn't achieved that kind of like quote unquote dinosaur status yet where it becomes a little bit boring. This is the way to take a look at it and where the market cap just becomes way too massive. It's not at that point as of right now. And the way you take a look at Zebec is that it's basically kind of like Ripple and Stellar to a certain extent, but then at the same time has an aspect of Solana. And I think Solana is a very good layer one blockchain because let's just think about this. ZBCN, not too long ago, was top 10 in terms of utility when it comes to Solana. Zebec is focused on AI-based PayFi. It's focused on payrolls, focused on global trade and finance, focused on the payments market. It's focused on also the Zebec cards, which is powered by MasterCard. It's also focused on payrolls. So when I take a look at Zebec, I don't think it's a bad project. And again, when I take a look at ZBCN, what is more likely to, let's say, even do over 10x in the next 6 to 10 months? BNB or ZBCN? Again, when it comes to BNB, if it did over 10x from right now, let's say it did like a 12x or whatever, the market cap would be over a trillion, right? Even ZBCN at the price of, 5 cents is already over a 10x from here. So the way you take a look at it is that if this was years ago, that's a totally different case. But as of right now, ZBCN, it's going to have to be the winner here for me again, even though I can only speak on my behalf. And even though we're seeing, altcoins beginning to have a pretty decent recovery, only time will tell as to when exactly the peak of a hypothetical altcoin season will be. Now, I'm not saying that BNB is going to do bad or something like that because, of course, it's already proven itself. But then I'd rather believe in ZBCN, and I'm still staying patient because even though we're seeing what we're seeing as of right now, altcoins usually, as a worst case scenario, typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened in April of last year. 18 months on top of that is around October this year. Again, that's just historically based off a worst case scenario usually. So again, will it be the exact same thing this time around? Only time will tell. But then with the way things are kind of heading as of right now, somewhat near the end of this year, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if I did see, let's say, maybe altcoins peak. However, only time will tell. But in the meantime, again, I just have to be logical here, in my opinion, in my perspective, and just kind of take a look at, again, if someone gave me a choice, either BNB or ZBCN, BNB, very massive market cap. At this point, it's not something I really want to believe in because why would I? Again, the market cap is just too massive. Again, I'm not telling anyone to do anything when it comes to BNB or ZBCN, but personally, just as my pick, I would rather just believe in ZBCN because market cap is way lower. I like the kind of Solana aspect when it comes to Zebec. Again, I'd rather choose it over BNB in my perspective. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's only the captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.